here with bearded barista James, and you can see him to the right there. He is the guy with the beard. He's also the guy with the beard smelling coffee, doing a cupping on his Instagram. So, James, thank you for joining us. Thanks for being a part of this.
No, you're welcome.
I'm thrilled. We have really been enjoying the interviews that we've been doing. I've done about 28 or 29 of them. And so what we're going to do, let's get right into this. James, what is the story that brings you to coffee in the first place?
Well, it started close to about 4 years ago now. It was a coffee shop in Cardiff, Artigiano. It was a very artisan coffee shop. It honestly, it was an accident. I kind of fell into making coffee. It was my friend Angelo, Rob, and Joe. They all brought me into coffee in that way. They all taught me different aspects. Angelo taught me how to dial in, how to make the perfect milk texture. Then Joe and Rob really got me into the latte art side of it.
Cool, cool. Now, where you mentioned where you're at, give us a sense on the globe. Where are you on the globe?
I am in Cardiff, South Wales.
South Wales.
I'm working currently in Penarth, which is just a mile or two outside of Cardiff.
Okay. All right. And there's an Instagram account, TG Penarth, isn't there?
Yes, that is our work Instagram account. So Trading Ground Penarth, that's our
Trading Grounds. All right. That's what that TG stands for.
yeah, Trading Ground. So TG.
Okay.
Everyone calls it TG, so
All right. I'm going to bring that up while we're talking here. So that is the story that brought you into it. It's by accident, right?
yeah, completely by accident. I was pouring pints and making cocktails, but then I kind of went into coffee, found my feet in coffee.
Sweet. Okay. So let's move into the whole the whole coffee industry goes from the farmer who is planting the seed to the consumer who is drinking the coffee and
Yes.
everybody in between. Where would you say you fit on that whole line of coffee industry?
I am the barista, so I will be making the coffee to the actual consumer. We get our coffee from Clifton Coffee. They're the roasters. They have a direct trade with the farmers themselves, and
Okay.
they do top notch. They do a fantastic job. They are brilliant coffee roasters. I
Great.
can't fault them. So
Okay.
I myself, I'm the barista. I make the espresso. I make the flat whites. I make everything.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. And now let's tell us about this Welsh AeroPress Championship. This was last year, right?
This was it was about the World Championship was in November last year,
Hmm.
and the Welsh AeroPress Championship was just a few months before that. And
Okay.
I kind of went in. I didn't know really what to expect. There was a lot of good baristas there. There were some fantastic baristas there. Really took that. Really put me under pressure a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fantastic. You went in, made my coffee, and round by round, I slowly got through and went to Seoul, which was the World Airpress Championship back in November, which was fantastic.
So you're
But
a world AeroPress champion.
I am not the, but I wish. I am one of the Aeropress Championships. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And is there a lot of pressure? Take us
Oh,
into the experience of pressing down on an AeroPress and all that.
on the day you get got to the coffee shop, and it was just very laid out. You have a few hours, you have about 4 hours before the competition where you can practice, you can go through your drink, change, do little tweaks to your coffee, which most people got it nailed by that point. So I think everyone was just talking, getting along. I was on the table, I was talking to a guy from Poland, a guy from Scotland, the Americans, I was talking to a guy from America.
Mm-hmm.
We were all getting along, drinking beer, having a good time. But then, as soon
Yeah.
as it comes to the the actual competition, the nerves set in,
Yeah.
and not even the beer could help that. But it was fantastic. It was very nerve-wracking. I was up on stage, about 400 people in front of me watching. The lights were on you. You you just gotta keep your nerve and make the AeroPress the best you can.
Now, do you have to converse? I've seen some of the barista championships, not in person, but on video, and
Yep.
there's a lot of. I mean, you have to talk to them. You have to,
Yeah.
the judges are watching every single thing you do. Is that similar with the AeroPress?
Yeah, very similar. So you go up into a group of three. You'll be on stage making your AeroPress, and then the judges will be standing right next to you, watching you, scrutinizing you. They'll be they're just getting ready to taste what you've made, and they did a great job.
Great, great. Okay, let's talk about your Instagram. Your Instagram account is something that has caught Coffeeprops' attention because we're always looking for great photography. And I don't know how many times we've propped you, but there have been similar, very, very incredible pictures. What kind of camera do you use?
I use a Sony A6 300,
Okay.
which I've recently got. Before that, I just used the camera on my Samsung, and I used to do photography in university, so
Hmm.
I think that comes into play a little bit with my Instagram.
Well, you currently have one of the top, this one right here. This is one of Coffeeprops' most liked photos of
Fantastic.
probably the last year. It's within the top nine. So
Because you reposted that photo, it's my top liked photo as well.
really,
So
well,
I thank you for that.
that's the power of the prop. That's what we want to see happen. So we're glad to hear that.
Fantastic.
All right, and so when you think about the entire coffee industry and everything from farmer's life to producing, roasting, is there anything about the coffee industry that if you had the power to change, you would change?
Definitely. At the moment, there's a massive thing about recyclable cups, and
Hmm.
I think it's about 70%, 80% of cups actually in the UK now are not recyclable. So I would definitely force people to either use a keep cup or some use of reusing a cup um, instead of um, using a non-recyclable cup.
Hmm.
You either sit in and have a drink, or you bring a keep cup. That's how I see it.
Yeah, yeah.
So the UK are thinking about bringing in a charge. So we have a charge in a supermarket. You'd pay 5 pence for a takeaway bag.
Hmm.
That's going to be the same with coffee cups, takeaway cups in coffee shops soon. So they're going to bring in a 25p charge, which will make a difference to the consumer. So I think a lot of people in the next year or two will be using keep cups or
Right.
some takeaway reusable cup.
Right, right. There's an article on Perfect Daily Grind about that, and I thought I could find it quickly while you were talking,
Yeah.
but I don't. But you want to check out Perfect Daily Grind and look for
I
that
think
article.
I might have skipped over it
Oh,
recently.
did you see it?
I
Where is
think
it?
I did.
Um, hang on with it for us, folks.
Absolutely.
We're looking for something here. Um, I don't know, but anyway, there is an article about that, and it is apparently it's a big deal in the UK,
A
right?
massive deal. Massive deal.
Yeah, and I would imagine that it's probably going to be uh, that will probably be the current across other countries as well.
Yes.
So
It
yeah,
will catch on soon enough.
so there's some people here on Instagram who are just making some comments on the free one. Coffee X said, "I love the idea of charging for a takeaway cup." All right,
Yep.
so there's some support there,
I
and
think it's a fantastic idea.
yeah, yeah. Now Alamani has a question, so go ahead and post your question on for bearded barista James, and we'll see if we can answer that. But getting back to what you're doing on Instagram, um, the success of your Instagram, I think, has a lot to do with the quality of your photos.
Yep.
And And so how, just give those who are trying to build their Instagram and they're just at 100, 200, 300, and they want to get to that 25, 2600. What do you do on a regular basis?
Post daily, keep on top of your social media page. It really does make a difference. I see it as a CV, as in to get jobs. It helps you if people recognize you a lot more. So I would say post at least once a day, twice a day if you can. Make sure the photos are looking top. You want to make sure your Instagram feed is looking very good.
Yeah.
It does take a while for it to build. I've been doing it for the last year now, my Instagram, and it has built very fast, very quickly,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I have been on top of it every day.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
remember I actually took a week off and I didn't do anything to my Instagram, and it just stopped everything, slowed down. I didn't get as many
Right.
followers or anything like that. But as soon as you start again, it will build very
Yeah.
fast.
So once you start, keep going. And
Don't stop.
if you'll notice here, I'm scrolling down and there's not one picture that jumps out and makes you say, what's that about?
Yeah,
Everything is just pretty much similar theme.
yeah.
So, okay, the question that we have for you, we're going to ask the barista in you, James. Okay. The question is, in your coffee shop, what type of beans would you recommend? Do you recommend a blend or a single origin?
It's very tricky. A blend can be, it can't be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, slip my mind. If you have a blend, it can't be every time. It won't taste exactly the same because the exact amount of beans won't be going into the actual espresso. But
Okay.
with a single origin, you'll get the same taste every time. It's more, the word has slipped my mind. I use it every day. It's
That's all right.
it,
You need a
yeah,
coffee.
it's regular. It's on point every time. The blend. Personally, I prefer a single origin. I like a blend as well, just because you can match different coffees together really well. You can get the body, you can get the sweetness, you can get the overall taste, what you're kind of looking for. So you can take different single origins and bring them together and make something fantastic, something different, and something.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, James, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Looks like you got froze there for a second, so we'll go on until you unfreeze. Looks like maybe
I'm right here.
there you are. There
Oh
you're froze.
yeah.
There you are. Okay, so TG Penarth, you want
Yes.
to give them a follow as well because you can see Barista Bearded. I always get it backwards. Bearded Barista James, his influence. Do you take the pictures for the website for the coffee shop?
I do. It's myself and my friend Joe, so that's Coffee by Joe. You probably
Yeah, coffee by
see
Joe.
his stuff a lot as well. He's very good on social media. He got a good following.
Great,
Um,
great.
he's also part of Trading Ground. He does post every now and again. We try to keep her on top of it, both of us together.
Coffee by Joe. Is that
Coffee.
all one word, no underscores?
Coffee underscore by underscore Joe.
No, kind of like bearded underscore
Yeah,
barista underscore James.
yeah,
Okay. So here is, oh, Joe Shepard. Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
look at that.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this, is that his?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we loved that one. That was, he said it's a long story about that, but we're not here to talk about Joe. We're here to talk about you.
He's
So,
all about him all the time.
well, is there a particular drink that you love that if you only had one drink to choose, what would
Oh,
that be?
that's a very hard question. I think I'll just go for the espresso.
Hmm.
I love a flat white. I do. I
Hmm.
wear an espresso, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
One other question. I know we're going a little bit long, but one other question that has been posed on Instagram Live. Thank you for the questions, by the way, Alamani. What is the biggest challenge to being a barista?
Learning, I think. Learning, you need to keep on top of everything. Your A barista is constantly learning all the time. I don't think there's anyone out there who can say they know everything about coffee. I
Hmm.
learn constantly every day off people I talk to. People learn off me, I learn off people. You don't stop learning things about coffee, and that's the fantastic thing, I think, about
Yes.
coffee. You just constantly learning, chipping away at it. It is brilliant. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Well, again, thank you for taking the time. We
Absolutely
will be
fine.
posting you on our YouTube. Let everybody know that we have a YouTube channel with a playlist of all the interviews we have done. And while James is here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a Coffee Global meetup. Let me move you over to the side here for a second, James. We are doing a Coffee Global meetup. It's online and it's free. You have to register, but go to our Instagram page and click on the link in our bio and you'll register. People are starting to get some registers, starting to register now, and you can see there are 7 panelists, and I'll be the host. We'll be taking your questions just like we have here, and it's a wide variety of people, all the way from roasters to coffee shop owners to people who are trying to make a difference in the farmers' lives, all the way to just someone who loves cold brew. So want to make sure that you know about that. It's February 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I think there's a couple of countries where it may be a little late at night, but it may not be the only one we do. So anywhere you're in the globe, go ahead and we will answer questions like this on February 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. James, thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
will stay in touch and we'll always be looking at more pictures that we can possibly prop on our account for you.
I'll keep posting.
Okay. We'll see you later, man.
Thank you very much.